How do I tell a fat person they can't sit on my sofa because I'm worried they will break it? Honestly, overweight people want to sit somewhere that has stability. They don't want the embarrassment of sitting on something that might break underneath them. Just as a thin person wouldn't want that. Sofas seem more stable than a lot of chairs. It would be kind of you to tell him, where no other people can hear. Hey, so and so. I have kind of a cheap sofa that sinks when people sit on it, and I think my oak chair would be more stable and easier for you to rise from. I just want you to feel more comfortable. I'm just under 7 feet tall and usually walk around somewhere in the ballpark of 350 pounds. My friends have handled it in the past by saying, "Hey, don't sit there. I'm not sure it can hold you." To which I typically say something like, "Fair enough," and then I move my ass to something more sturdy. If you can't be honest with a friend, then they aren't really a friend. Just tell him, as he's already damaged one before, it's fair enough that you'd be concerned for your new furniture. Big people know they're big, lol. If we get told not to sit on something 'cause it might break, or that you're scared it might break and it's new, we're pretty understanding and it could save him from an embarrassing situation. But don't announce it at the party like some kind of lunatic, lol. Just let the guy know off to the side or something before he sits down. Talk to him about it well before the event. Say, "Look, this isn't a slight, but I am kind of worried because of what happened last time. What can we do that you would be comfortable with? At 450 pounds. That's a disability. Just think of this as an accommodation." Put your collection of sex dolls on the couch. My in-laws are 450 and 520 pounds. I bought chairs on Amazon that have a weight limit of 650 pounds. They weigh $40 each. I got two. I would invest in something like that. Mine actually are folding so I can store them. They don't have the weight limit on them, but I did have my husband privately tell them which seats. I had a good friend who was terribly obese. I say had, because he died very young of a heart attack. He was aware of his weight and would try to sit on chairs that he could not damage. Your friend is probably the same. Get a strong, comfortable wooden chair that he can sit on. And when he comes over, just offer it to him. He will know what you mean and not take offense. He can't sit on the floor. He won't be able to get up! Exclamation mark. Get a chair he can sit in. "Hey, I got a chair for you, man." Then point him to the sturdy chair. He will appreciate it that you didn't outright call out his size. There are some bigger people in my family who destroyed my parents' wooden dining room chairs over time. So my dad bought new chairs with restaurant-grade solid metal frames. Likewise, one of my bigger friends completely snapped an IKEA recliner I had and laughed about it. But I know she was super embarrassed. Furniture has weight limits for a reason. And it's best to help your guests avoid destroying your stuff inadvertently. When he comes over, I'd recommend just making the couch into a temporary storage site so he can't sit there. And direct him to another, more sturdy seat. Sorry. The sofa's wet because the cat, dog, child, drunk uncle pissed on it and we had to clean it up. Try this piss-free chair. Figuring out a tactful way to offer him a more sturdy chair is fine. But the fact that you suggested he should sit on the floor makes me think you may not be that familiar with what is a good or bad place for a huge dude to sit. If your family member is 450 pounds, I would be shocked if he can actually get up off the floor with no assistance. I'm not saying he can't, but most people that big can't. Side note: make sure that the sturdy chair that you suggest is sturdy and isn't restrictive because of the arms. My wife always wants to put the big people in the nice chairs, at our dining table even. Though big people don't really fit. Find them a sturdy chair with no arms, or make sure the chair is big enough even with arms to fit them. Big people are already super self-conscious, and having them try to stuff themselves in a chair that's rickety or too small makes things a whole lot worse. I wouldn't just put things on the sofa so no one can sit there. If I don't want people in my car, I have some boxes of junk that are going to the charity shop, meaning they can't get in. Sorry. Dude, you could pile up laundry. If it has removable cushions, then get them off and say you're airing them after a spilled drink. I wouldn't bring up their weight at all. I once had someone stay and I was worried they'd break my double bed under their weights. I swapped the bed for a single one with a thin mattress. They only stayed once. I had an obese friend I warned about my sofa, and I was scared because my dogs like to go under the couch. Whenever he came over, I locked the dogs up or tried to put pillows under the seats. Well, lo and behold, one night we were playing poker and he went to lie on the couch and the entire couch broke and collapsed. It's not being an ass, it's being realistic. I'm not here to live in other people's fantasy world, especially if it could harm my dogs. Luckily that night the dogs were in their crates sleeping. I would check online for how much can a person weigh on her sofa. If so, then obviously don't let them sit in it. Careful with the sofa. It's kinda old and busted. Place blame on the furniture. Signed, an ex-powerlifter. You've had quite a lot of good ways to bring it up, but please don't make him sit on the floor. If the person is so heavy that they break your couch, you really can't expect them to be able to get up and down from the floor. Do the wooden chairs have a large enough seat to accommodate this person? TBH, I would just try to meet this person elsewhere if you aren't comfortable with them sitting on your furniture, but don't bring up weight. That's just an asshole thing to do. I'm here to check answers too. I have a friend who is overweight and my bar stool chairs have a low weight limit. I don't want to embarrass her, so I told her they aren't very stable. Which isn't a lie. They shift under my husband's weight, he's 170 pounds. But she then sat on it anyway. Not sure what else I could have said. I even mentioned that the stools would be hard to replace if it were to break, and that it would be a painful fall from the height to the ground. Luckily it held that time, but if she keeps using the stools they will break, and not sure what else I could say to prevent this.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.